Hey folks, Brad Wheaton here. I'm here to talk to you today about UFC 129, the big Super Bowl of all MMA, April 30th in Toronto, Canada, Rogers Centre. I know Fight for the Troops just happened last night. I'm not going to talk about that. That wasn't a fantastic win by Melvin Guillard. Amazing fight, bud. Good job. But I'm here to talk to you about the big one, UFC 129, George St. Pierre against Jake Shields. I'm going to just be talking to you about the main card and my predictions and what I think the outcomes are going to be. It looks like on the main card we're going to have Rory MacDonald against Nate Diaz, Phil Davis, Mr. Wonderful, against Matt the Hammer Hamill, Ben Henderson against Mark Bocek. It looks like we have Jose Aldo against the to-be-announced fighter. Randy Couture against Lyoto Machida. And for the UFC Welterweight Championship, we have George Rush St. Pierre against Jake Shields. Now, Rory MacDonald versus Nate Diaz. This is going to be a great fight. You know, Rory's a great young kid out of Vancouver against Nate Diaz. He's a phenomenal fighter. He's great stand-up, great jiu-jitsu. This fight's going to be good. I think it's going to go under the radar a little bit. Rory, he had a really tough loss against Carlos Conduit. Carlos Conduit, man, he is a scary, scary fighter. Rory, I thought was going to squeak out that decision until it just seemed like he got tired. He just gassed out, and Carlos just took advantage, man. Nate Diaz just came off a tough loss against Young Kim. So these guys are both going to be hungry, you know. They're both got something to prove, you know. My predictions for this fight, I think Diaz is going to take it by triangle choke in the second round. It's going to be a good first round. You know, they're going to be trading. Diaz is going to utilize his jab, his reach. I think Roy will take him down, and then Diaz will just get right in his comfort zone and slick on a sick triangle. So Diaz, second round submission triangle. Next up, we have Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis against Matt Hamill. This is going to be a great fight. You know, Phil is on a tear right now, man. He's killing people left, right, and center. Matt Hamill just came off a great win against Tito Ortiz. He really utilized his boxing and his takedown strength there. Even though Phil's undefeated, I think Matt's gonna be too strong for him. Phil's not gonna be able to handle his takedowns. And as ground and pound, I think Matt Hamill is just going to ground and pound him for all 3 rounds. So I got to give it to my boy Matt Hamill, unanimous decision. Next up, we have Ben Henderson against Mark Bocek. Everybody knows who Ben Henderson is. He just came off a really tough loss against Anthony Pettis, and I'm sure you saw it or you heard it from your friends. The kick hurled round world where Anthony Pettis jumped off that cage and smacked Ben Henderson right in the face. Ben Henderson, he's going to be hungry coming off his tough loss. I think he's going to beat Bocek in the first or second round by TKO. Henderson is just too fast for him. Bocek's going to have his hands full. So I give it to Henderson. I'm going to get TKO in the first round. Next up, it looks like we're going to have Jose Aldo against the to-be-announced fighter. If you don't know who Jose Aldo is, folks, you have been missing out on a great fighter. Jose Aldo is scary. This man is deadly. This man will destroy you with leg kicks and punches. This man is scary. I'm really hoping that he puts his title on the line. You know, they have 2 title fights on this card would be amazing. I hope that they put Jose Aldo up against a top contender. I really hope they don't put him up against a nobody, like a warm-up fight. Because Jose Aldo, you got to see him at his best. Hopefully they'll do it. Hopefully they do it for the title. Whoever Jose Aldo faces, Jose Aldo will win by destruction. Next up, we have the co-main event, Randy the Natural Couture against Lyoto the Dragon Machida. This is going to be, I think, a fight of the night. Randy Couture, 48 years old, still kicking it against Lyoto Machida, the former light heavyweight champ. This match is going to be good. It's going to go back and forth. I think Lyoto's going to utilize his karate style. His karate style is phenomenal. Randy Couture is going to utilize his Greco-Roman. He's going to try to work his clinch. I think if Randy gets him in the clinch up against the fence, Lyoto's in trouble. Lyoto's best bet is just to scramble out and just pick him apart with his kicks, his punches. But Randy's a good striker too. This is going to be a tough fight. I think this fight is going to go split decision. Randy Couture. I think Lyoto's going to be fast in the first round. He's going to be popping him, kicking him. Randy's going to try to get in there. And the next 2 rounds, Randy's going to finally utilize his clinch up against the cage. Just take him to the ground and just work him there. So Randy Couture split decision. Next up, we have the UFC Welterweight Championship. George Rush St. Pierre against Jake Shields. This, folks, is going to be a good fight. George is coming off a fantastic win against Josh Koscheck. He really utilized his jab in that fight. I haven't seen boxing utilized in a UFC fight like that since I've been watching it since I was a little kid. George is the best fighter in the world today. Jake Shields, on the other hand, he's a great up-and-comer. He's a great fighter. I think he's going to have his hands full with George. George is just too fast. He can adapt to the fight very well. We saw that in the last fight against Koscheck where he tried to use his takedowns as Koscheck just wasn't letting him have it. He utilized his boxing, which totally threw Koscheck off his game. And he ended up with 2 broken orbital bones in his face. Jake Shields is going to walk in this fight. He's going to be hungry. He could upset George, Jake Shields is not to be underestimated. This guy's a fierce competitor. He's good. He's good ground game. But like I said, I think George is just too fast. He's too well-skilled. He's going to work his striking. He's going to, leg kick combos. He's going to utilize his jab again like he did Koscheck. I think the only real chance that Jake Shields has is winning is a flash knockout like Matt Serra. But what you notice about George St. Pierre is that once he's beaten, he just gets better and better and better. We saw that against Matt Serra, and he crushed him. Same with Matt Hughes. He crushed him. But I give it to George. It's going to go the distance again. He won't be able to finish. George is having a hard time lately trying to finish his opponents, and he's really hard on himself. If you're a big GSP fan, you know how hard he is on himself. But I give it to George all 5 rounds, 50-45, hands down. But that's my predictions. I would love to hear what you guys think on your predictions. My predictions are sometimes wrong. I was hugely wrong on Cain Velasquez against Brock Lesnar. Oh boy, was I wrong about that one. But I would love to hear your guys' feedback. I would love to hear what your predictions are and see if you guys relate to mine. Okay, folks? Well, UFC 129, April 30th. Don't miss it, folks. It's going to be great.